The total cryptocurrency market cap is retesting the 2021 all-time high. Is the market about to enter the parabolic phase? How are altcoins looking and what is Bitcoin likely to do next? These are questions I'm answering in today's video. Let's dive on in. Okay, MegaWhale team, welcome back to the channel. Thank you for tuning in. I hope you're all having a fantastic weekend. A massive pivotal moment is occurring on the total market cap and total 3 market cap charts as we speak. They are testing their respective macro resistances, this being the 2021 all-time high and the yearly parabolic resistance of the total altcoin market. A break above these levels will very likely send us into the parabolic season we have been waiting very long for. In today's video, we are discussing this as well as the Bitcoin price action, discussing the macro and the short-term charts, and by the end of the video today, you'll have a detailed and well-rounded understanding of what is happening, how to prepare, and what is likely to occur next. Before we get into it, smash that like button, hit that comment button, and subscribe to the channel. It takes a few moments and it supports the algorithm. If you were interested in more of this kind of content, you can join us on the free Telegram via the first link down below. You'll get access to charts, updates, videos, educational posts, news events, and everything you need to stay in the loop of cryptocurrency with Bitcoin and the relevant economic news. And if you were interested in taking your trading to the next level, get access to our VIP channel. We post trading setups with exact entry prices, exact targets, exact stop losses, trade justification, exclusive analysis, and so much more. You'll also get access to all of our group chats, our general chat, our trading chart and education chat, our daily video help, news, and trade setup chats. If you are interested in joining that channel that has been around for nearly 50 months, you can go ahead and do so by clicking the pinned comment in the free channel by clicking my name or these links for more information. Without further ado, guys, let's go ahead and dive on in. So starting on the market data, 24-hour volume and 24-hour liquidations. Let's take a look. Volume is down 26% at 197 billion. Still very high for the weekend, actually. And 24-hour liquidations are down 27% at 277 million. Of the 277 million, 144 million have come from longs and 133 million have come from short positions. Looking at the short-term price action, we can see a little bit of sideways chop over the past 24 hours, with Bitcoin moving between the $91,000 and $90,000 range. If we look at our prior video, we discussed the likelihood that we were going to see a break of this downtrending diagonal resistance, as what we noticed on the charts were some very strong bullish absorption occurring as per, again, higher lows on the price chart and lower lows on the RSI. We told you in yesterday's video we are hedging toward the upside and we were expecting a continuation higher as a consequence of this strength that was developing and showing on the charts. We saw that rally toward the upside, but we have not yet cleared through this prior high, which is at that $91.6 to $92,000 region, which is acting as a critical resistance. We'll be discussing that in today's video. Moving over to the broader markets, looking at the S&P 500 and DXY. The DXY, of course, did close out for the week. It is sitting above its change of character, its prior high at 106.6. We are in this major 1.5 to 2 year long horizontal consolidation, and a break above the range high could very likely send the DXY much higher. However, we are watching currently for deviations and then corrections. Again, if we take a look at the range, we entered the range from the top side down. Therefore, the probabilities of continuations downwards eventually are significantly higher. We are eventually watching for large corrections on the DXY over the coming months towards this 96 level, maybe even 95. Again, that would be incredibly bullish for risk assets and for Bitcoin if we do see that move occur. Moving over to the S&P 500, we have seen the weekly candle fail to sustain above 6,000, and that isn't too much of a big problem. However, we are seeing already some bearish divergences developing. We have seen bearish divergences develop in the past, which didn't really result in anything more than short-term corrections into our prior highs. We are seeing a bearish divergence again developing, which could signify we are going to see a similar pattern, which is a correction into these prior highs for a retest, where then we'll either see continuations into new highs, or if worst case scenario, we see a weekly candle close below that 5,700 level, we could see that correction take us into our yearly lows. We are paying very close attention to that. I wouldn't say the S&P 500 is looking bad, but we are definitely seeing some warning signs here we should pay attention to, at least moving forward. Now, I do think the macro charts are bullish. If you've been following the channel, you would know I've been bullish on the S&P 500 ever since May 2023, calling for a $6,000 target. We have now officially reached our target, so we're not giving new targets. We are more or less trading the range as it develops, trading the trend while it remains bullish, and we'll just adapt as the price develops. Looking at what we're discussing today, we are taking a look at the short-term price action. We are going over the macro charts. We are taking a look at the current daily price action, and most importantly, discussing the altcoin market as we've just retested the $840 billion level. As you know, $840 billion is the point of which we need to clear to enter a parabolic season, and the total altcoin market has total market cap has retested its 2021 high. Insane stuff, guys. We'll jump into it in a second. A quick word from today's video sponsor. If you were interested in getting 15 to 45% lifetime trading fee discounts, sign up to BitGet, BitUnix, or BingX with the links down below. You'll get access to that massive discount initially, and of course that can build up to 45% based on your trading volume. You support the channel, support the videos, and support yourself. We'll play an ad and we'll jump back in. I'd like to introduce our partner, BitUnix. BitUnix is a global, non-KYC, no country restriction exchange, making it a perfect exchange to trade on if you're from the USA, from Canada, the Netherlands, or just prefer to trade without KYC. This exchange is a futures and spot exchange with over 200 different trading pairs and some of the lowest fees in the game. If you sign up with my link down below, you'll get access to 15% off your trading fees, as well as an exclusive reward center where you can claim up to a multitude in USDT prizes. So go ahead and sign up with my link down below for 15% off, and I'll see you in there. Okay guys, let's go ahead and get stuck back in. So taking a look at the total 3 market cap to start off with, altcoins have seen a fantastic move upwards, and if you have been following our channel, you would know we have been bullish on altcoins ever since the breakout of this horizontal region. We discussed for many weeks that a break of this horizontal range will result in altcoins starting to develop some significant strength. Now, strength will only start to increase as we push up to the major level of resistance at 840 billion. Now, this level of resistance is going to be the yearly resistance for the altcoin market. Now, if we take a look at a chart like Bitcoin and we move over to our weekly chart, this level of resistance is equivalent to our $48,000 resistance all the way back, which we retested in January of 2024. So if we're looking at altcoins, altcoins are significantly lagging compared to the rest of the market. This is essentially that equivalent resistance. We saw what happened to Bitcoin when that yearly resistance broke. We saw a massive rally toward the upside. If we take a look at the total market cap, we can see that equivalent resistance was back over here at 2.1 trillion. What do we see when we broke above that level? We saw a massive rally toward the upside. So we are at that yearly level of resistance, and historically we have seen when these yearly levels of resistances break, we see massive moves toward the upside. Even if we look at our prior cycles, our equivalent yearly resistance was sitting at this $160 billion region. What did we see when we broke through our yearly resistance? We saw a parabolic altcoin season start. So I do believe, and I have been saying for pretty much the entire year now, for altcoins to enter a parabolic phase, we need to clear above the $840 billion resistance to see that extension into the next highs. And our next target above this region will of course be the $1 trillion to $1.1 trillion region, this prior all-time high back in November 2021. So altcoins have a fantastic future ahead of them. And again, this move should play out very quickly. And although we can see it about to occur, this level is still a level of resistance we need to clear above. Now, I do believe the probabilities are in massive favor of that directional continuation upwards. We'll explain it in a second, but we do need to understand that for us to enter the parabolic phase, this level of resistance needs to clear, and we're very, very, very close. So what could really prevent this from occurring now? Now, even if we do see a rejection from this level of resistance, now this level of resistance is a critical resistance, provided we remain above our prior horizontal lows, okay, our prior horizontal range high resistance, and this downtrending diagonal trend line, we should theoretically be okay. And in fact, we have actually broken through this March 2021 high, which could flip 750 as an area of support. So below us, we have got 3 points of interest, or 3 points of potential support, okay, which we could fall back into before continuing toward the upside. Now, I do not believe we're going to see that, but it is possible. Only upon the invalidation of our lower two most levels, particularly the $640 billion support, only upon the loss of this level would I be confident to say we are not going to see a break of 840 billion. This would be a horrible thing for altcoins, because it would suggest, even though we have seen the entire market rally, even though we have seen the total market cap go to the prior all-time highs, we have seen Bitcoin push new all-time highs, the demand for altcoins just is not there. And that would be horrible for altcoins and could result in a Bitcoin only cycle. Now, I do not believe this is going to happen, but we have to understand the implications of what it means if it does. But for now, we are bullish. We're expecting continuations. In fact, if we break 840, we are expecting quite a quick move. Now, I do not believe it's going to happen in a week. Maybe over the next 2 to 3 months, we expect a strong move into these prior highs. So altcoins are looking good. Let's move over to the total market cap. Now, the total market cap has reached a very important level of resistance. If we take a look historically at our prior levels, we had got this prior rounded bottom formation. We, of course, had the measured move from the depth applied to the high to the low. We dragged that to the breakout point. We can see we more or less completed that measured move before we then saw consolidation, before a continuation. If we take a look at the current measured move, which is the depth of this descending channel formation, and apply to the breakout point, you can see we have completed this measured move, and this measured move have completed at the exact prior high. So we are at a level of resistance over here. Now, if we break through this level of resistance, the total market cap is highly likely going to see a strong move. I'm looking at like 4 trillion, potentially even 4.25 or 4.5 trillion in the months to come if we break through this region. Again, the macro charts for both the total and for Bitcoin are exceptionally bullish while we remain, and we'll come to it in a second, while we remain above the weekly leading span A and Gaussian channel of the macro weekly charts. So let's take a look, guys. Provided we remain above these levels, we are expecting eventually the total and the altcoin market to continue into their parabolic phases, and only upon the loss of these levels will we classify the bull run to be technically over. So taking a look at these charts, what we can see historically first and foremost is at the end of each cycle, just after the top has been in, we'll see an eventual breakdown of the Gaussian channel upper band and the leading span A of the Ichimoku cloud. Upon the breakdown of both of these levels, we've seen it in every single major correction. Upon the breakdown of both of these levels, we enter a bear market. That is when we enter a bear market. So until that happens, there is no reason to be macro bearish. I've been saying this entire time. Until that occurs, we are macro bullish. We are expecting higher. If we take a look at our vortex trend indicator, we can see a strong green bar has just printed on the vortex trend indicator, signifying a significant shift in the strength of the trend. This is expected. We've seen a fantastic rally for Bitcoin, but it is likely that this shift continues for a few more weeks or potentially months toward the upside, until we eventually reach this downtrend on our vortex trend where the top could potentially be in. So overall, guys, the charts are looking fantastic both on the short term and the macro. We'll come back to the immediate price action in a second. The total market cap is looking amazing. We are retesting our 2021 high. I can't believe there is not more hype. I mean, I remember back in 2021, we were at the highs. We had there was so much hype around cryptocurrency. Retail was in, it was on the news, it was in the media. You couldn't walk down the street. You couldn't go to a coffee shop. I could not go to a coffee shop or get lunch without bumping to a stranger who wanted to talk about Bitcoin. It was insane. But now there is no one even talking about it. It is just like low key. The crypto community is hyped up, but we haven't seen that surge of attention yet. And we are already at the prior highs. Imagine if that comes in the months to follow when we're in these price discovery ranges, how parabolic things could potentially go. I'm not here trying to hype everyone up. It's just an objective fact. We have not yet seen that actual intense retail engagement that we have seen in prior cycles. We could look at Google search trends, for example. We haven't seen the search trends really pick up to what we have seen in prior cycles. Now, that may not happen again. It is possible, but it is highly likely of how things are developing, especially around with the political engagement in cryptocurrency, the policies and adoption from different firms and funds. We have seen a lot of stuff that could potentially cultivate into the perfect storm, could you say, for a parabolic season, especially for retail. So, something to watch, guys. We do need to trust the charts. Right now, we are at a point of resistance, and I think blindly ignoring this resistance is what led people to getting wrecked in the past. So we do have to be aware that there are possibilities of pullbacks over here. Will these pullbacks be trend breaking? Will these pullbacks result in macro downtrends? I don't believe so, but they will potentially shake some people out if they occur. So we do need to be aware of these pullback potentials, especially for altcoins over here at this major resistance and the total. Now, if we break through here, we are going much, much higher. Let's take a look at the short-term price action, guys. As we said in our prior video, we told you guys that a break of this downtrend, we are eventually likely going to see a move to a new all-time high. Now, we do still stand by that. I do stand by that. I do believe we are actually going to see a continuation to the highs. But as you know, the weekend price action is notoriously choppy, lower volume, less decision. We do generally see a little bit of sideways chop. Now, this sideways chop is actually occurring at a pretty decent level. If you look at the prior highs, the prior lows over here, we had this uptrend over here, and the key level of support we were really paying attention to was going to be this 87 to 86 level. This is still a very important level. We'll come back down in a second, but we have established some new levels of resistance. We do have now this 91 to 92 resistance, and of course, we've got a new level of support, which has just been established, which is sitting at around this 90.3, this low 90 region. We have the VRPV gap over here to go ahead and support that. So at the moment, what would I be expecting? These are the directional shifts we're looking for. While we remain above these lows, we are expecting new highs, okay? New highs will come very rapidly if we are able to break through the current local resistance at 91 to 92. We break here, it is highly likely we push almost directly into 93, just above 93 into the new highs. If we see a loss of the 50 EMA currently on the 1 hour, which is again going to be a loss of the $90,000 region, it is possible we come to drop back down into the POC and grab this lower side liquidity at our 87.8 region. However, I do not believe that to be particularly likely. I think the likely scenario is we swing back up into 92 before making a short-term decision whether or not we're going to see a correction or that continuation higher. If we zoom out, the higher time frame charts are fantastic while we remain above our diagonal uptrend, and this is kind of that one warning sign we really need to pay attention to. This diagonal uptrend has been the representation of the trend ever since the 5th of November. Therefore, a breakdown of this trend will result in a downtrend. So as you can see now, the diagonal uptrend has kind of pushed through this horizontal support. Again, we are now sitting into this higher region, and this is getting very, very close to now this local support, this local low that we have developed. So we really wouldn't want to see these levels lost too much. If we do run the risk of dropping into a proper downtrend. And if that does occur and we lose these lows at 86,000, we could see a full-blown correction for the market. However, I do not believe it is likely, but we do need to identify it. So if it occurs, we are not caught unprepared. So at the moment, I'm expecting higher for both Bitcoin and the altcoin market. Will we see a short-term correction? It is possible we do if we lose this uptrend and lose this local low. At the moment, it is not likely to occur, but if we do lose these levels, I would be open to the fact that we could see those corrections. And of course, the total market cap and total altcoin market cap are at pivotal levels here where rejections are likely to occur. If we are going to see a rejection, if we are going to see any sort of pullback, these are the points we are going to see. Because above these levels, we are literally in a permanently up phase. This is basically going to be the long anything and be happy phase. above these levels. So if we're going to see a rejection, it has to happen now. If we're going to see a pullback, it has to happen now. If it doesn't happen now, it is likely we just see this strength continue, particularly for altcoins and the entirety of the cryptocurrency market cap. With Bitcoin dominance potentially dropping down here, we might start to see some of that money rotate out of Bitcoin and into altcoins. That is it for today's video, guys. I'll catch you guys in tomorrow's video. Have a fantastic rest of your weekend, and I'll catch you then. Bye.